The heavens are preparing something incredible, promising a period of transformation and unprecedented opportunities. The life of representatives of the sign of Taurus is on the threshold of radical changes, where each day can bring momentous events. What if everything they have been striving for is close at hand, and past difficulties and disappointments give way to triumph and self-realization? As if by magic, financial streams, which seem to have dried up, are again filled, and those who did not see the true value, go into the past. Representatives of the sign gain the ability to shape their reality, rather than blindly follow its flow. Intuition becomes sharper, allowing them to hear the voice of the universe, guiding them to the right path. They cease to be bystanders, becoming the protagonists of their destiny. This is not just a fleeting stroke of luck, but the culmination of a long journey, a time when the stars align in their favor. Are they ready to accept the gifts that are in store for them? Between April 1st and April 12th, when the moon is in its rising phase, is the perfect time to take what is rightfully theirs. Financial good fortune is on its way, and the signs of destiny are becoming more and more apparent. A casual conversation with a coworker could be the starting point for an idea that could bring in significant income. Inadvertently heard a phrase in the cafe will make you think about whether too long had to put up with the situation, where it is time to claim their rights. The air is filled with a premonition of impending success, a sense of energy and positive change. Taurus, a sign that values stability, comfort and fruitful work, now faces a choice: stay in the familiar comfort zone or make a decisive step towards new opportunities. Venus, the patroness of Taurus, awakens self-esteem and self-confidence. If before they had to settle for little, hope for the best and carefully weigh every risk, now they realize that they deserve more. Inexplicable metamorphoses begin to occur in the world around them. Some people suddenly disappear from view, not bothering to explain, while others, on the contrary, insistently seek to meet, hungry for communication and interaction. It is as if the universe is reshaping the fabric of reality, ruthlessly eliminating everything unnecessary to make room for the coming changes. Moon, passing through the house of communication, gives the gift of intuitive insight, allowing you to see people through. Any falsity is felt a mile away, and empty, meaningless words cause irritation, like monotonous noise. Only the strong in spirit remain in this ordeal, while the weak disappear like a mirage. Financial flows are directed where they were eagerly awaited, and long-forgotten debts are suddenly returned, as if by magic. Someone rethinks previous agreements and realizes the need to raise rates. The moon, passing through the second house of the horoscope, increases the attraction of material prosperity. Increased earnings become not an accident, but a natural result of effort. Taurus, previously content with the role of patient observer, turns into an active player, ready to take risks. All conversations about the future take concrete shape, where before there was a vague, maybe, now there are clearly defined amounts, terms and formats. The ability to see the benefits is sharpened, and the flair for financial opportunities becomes almost supernatural. Everything that hinders growth and development is ruthlessly discarded. Signs of destiny surround everywhere, the clock flashes repeating numbers, someone's advice surprisingly echoes with their own thoughts, and the internal compass unmistakably points the way to true prosperity. Inspiration is transformed into a clear, structured plan, and luck ceases to be an accident, becoming the result of purposeful effort and skill. April 19th is marked by a blood moon, marking a turning point and a long-awaited breakthrough. The mounting tension is not fear, but rather an exhilarating anticipation of change. The world is being transformed, and reality, having lost its inertia, bows docilely to those who dare to take the initiative, not content to wait passively. Taurus, the symbol of patiently building a solid foundation, today stands on the threshold of an epical moment. The universe is opening its doors, inviting you to enter and take advantage of opportunities. Financial success accompanies those who have no fear of money. Previously blocked payments are released, rushing out in torrents. Profits increase not by chance, but through calibrated actions taken at the optimum moment in time. The full moon, passing through the 8th house, the sphere of alien resources and profound transformations, opens new horizons. Funds from unpredictable sources suddenly appear. Projects that seemed frozen are gaining financial support. Forgotten debts are returned with generous interest. Previously unattainable proposals take real shape. The voice gains confidence, the gaze becomes piercing. Every word is now filled with power and conviction. Surrounding people listen to every word, holding their breath, for Taurus has cast aside doubts and is ready for action. A meeting that seemed ordinary, turns into a momentous moment. Where before persuasion was required, now it is enough to state the facts. Interlocutors agree without hesitation, management revises the terms in favor of Taurus, and business partners show initiative in cooperation. Former fears dissolve like smoke. The decision, which was put off in a long box, is taken with unexpected determination. Taurus, usually striving for immutability, suddenly realizes that true stability is not in a frozen state, but in the movement towards their true goals. The universe does not just offer opportunities, it has already provided them, the only thing left to do is to take advantage of this gift. Starting April 20th, during the waning moon, love becomes the key that opens the gates to happiness. Feelings that seemed muted will burst forth with a new, dazzling force. The waning moon transits through the 10th house of the horoscope, symbolizing fateful decisions, social status and true values. Everything that was erected on the shaky foundation of illusions will inevitably collapse, but that which has stood the test of time and circumstances, will find a fortress superior to the former. Taurus is not inclined to trust empty promises and passing fancies. An ordinary conversation can suddenly become a moment of truth, when a casual phrase will expose the true intentions of the interlocutor. Someone will hear a confession that can turn the whole inner world. Perhaps someone from the past will return suddenly, without prior notice, with an intention that is impossible to ignore. Love enters a new phase, turning from an ephemeral feeling into a reliable support around which life is built. It either hardens, becoming stronger than steel, or evaporates without a trace, making room for fresh impressions. Taurus, endowed with keen intuition, unmistakably recognize falsity and sincerity in relationships. The harmonious combination of the Moon and Venus enhances emotional perception, making it especially sensitive to the slightest nuances. Casual encounters can bring long-awaited revelations that shed light on troubling issues. In couples who have gone through difficult times, matures a decisive moment, either the relationship gains new depth and meaning, moving to a qualitatively different level, or there is a final breakup. Taurus, by nature not inclined to cling to the past, especially now feels the need for a clear and informed choice, dictated by the influence of the moon. Love gives not only a sense of stability, but also strengthens self-confidence. The desire to protect loved ones, to take control of your destiny and personal happiness is awakened. False attachments lose their power, emotional blackmail and manipulation become ineffective. People who inhibited development, go into the shadows, like a red book that has lost its relevance. Taurus boldly rushes towards sincere feelings, to those who are truly worthy of their attention and love. The upcoming April 27th new moon is a time of release from the fetters, a moment when time seems to freeze, giving the opportunity to look back at the past and see reality without embellishments. Taurus, known for its adherence to established habits, feels the powerful breath of change. The new moon, passing through the 12th house, symbolizing the secrets of the past and hidden connections, brings to the surface everything that has been holding back and pulling back, demanding a decisive release. It's time to let go of everything that's keeping you from moving forward, toward new horizons and opportunities. In the depths of human nature an unshakable realization is awakening, the fears that have been whispering for years about the prematurity of action are dissipating, giving way to an unclouded choice. Persons whose words once caused pain now appear as ghostly shadows of the past. The wrongs of the past days no longer weigh on the mind, but become valuable lessons that harden the spirit and lead to inner strength. The most important episodes of life's journey appear in memory like newsreel footage, where each event is organically woven into the overall, easily observable picture. Forgiveness appears not as a manifestation of weakness, but as an act of liberation from the shackles of the past. Holding on to old grudges is tantamount to wearing chains from which it is high time to get rid of them. The surrounding world, like a mirror, reflects the inner transformation. A long-time acquaintance, the connection with which seemed lost, suddenly makes itself known. A question that has long remained unanswered is resolved as if by itself. People who had no place in the future disappear without a trace. There is a sense of determination in the air, and getting rid of the outmoded takes tangible forms. Clothes that remind of past failures leave the closet, and written notebooks with plans that have lost their relevance are sent to the fire. A new place of residence, a fresh idea for professional activity, a new starting point appear on the horizon. A person born under the sign of Taurus is usually not inclined to rush, but at this point the inner voice insistently urges, do not delay, act. The universe has already given a sign, the old doors are closed, and an uncharted path opens before the gaze. In the period from April 28th to April 30th, when the moon is in the phase of growth, it is a favorable time for decisive actions and implementation of plans. During this period, every endeavor, every decision takes on special significance, and words gain weight. The moon, passing through the first house of the horoscope, symbolizing personality, confidence and leadership, indicates the moment when representatives of the sign of Taurus stop hesitating and take the initiative in their own hands. Events begin to develop rapidly, as if reality itself is adjusting to a new, more dynamic rhythm. What previously required long explanations and persuasions, is now achieved with one confident look. Envious and skeptics retreat, unable to withstand the pressure of this inner strength and steadfastness. At the same time, allies, on the contrary, seek to strengthen the bond, realizing that next to them is a person who clearly knows his goals and does not miss opportunities. Business ideas, which for a long time remained only in the stage of reflection, take concrete forms and translate into action. Financial flows are directed to those who are ready to accept them without fear and doubt. Investments, business acquaintances, lucrative offers, everything appears as if the universe is checking whether Taurus is ready to accept abundance. Words gain power of influence, are memorized and cause an immediate reaction. Where before you had to prove yourself, now the terms are accepted without objection. Recognition of professional merit, expressed in a long-awaited promotion and unexpected monetary reward, becomes a tangible response of the universe to the inner confidence. The boundaries of personal space become clear and inviolable, shielding from those who did not show proper respect. Attempts to manipulate from the side of others encounter an insurmountable barrier. The world around acquires clarity and simplicity. It is divided into those who sincerely support, and those who remained outside of trust. Taurus, known for its purposefulness and rationality, is now reaping the benefits of every action, every effort made. Work ceases to be a burden, turning into a well-oiled mechanism that provides stable growth and prosperity. The universe does not just provide opportunity, it hands it to you. The only question is whether you have the courage to accept it. Taurus should not be afraid of unexpected turns of fate, because it is not a test, but steps on the way to long-awaited happiness. The universe does not destroy the familiar world, it only rebuilds it in accordance with the true desires. Where something goes away, it makes room for something bigger and more meaningful. Even if what is happening seems abrupt and unexpected, and the ground falls away from under your feet, it is important to remember that this is not a fall, but a rise to new heights. Exciting turns of fate are not just tests, but rather opportunities to start a whole new chapter of life, filled with long-awaited dreams and prospects. It is important to let go of the past and bravely open the door to the future, where real happiness is waiting. Taurus should not perceive what is happening as a loss, rather as a valuable acquisition. You need to believe in yourself, in your unique path and in your inner strength. After all, the universe always supports and guides those who are ready for change and new accomplishments.